If there is something that you guys want to have done or machined, or you got an idea that you want to bring to market, and regardless of what kind of market it is, you never know, feel free to get in touch. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask. So email info@cpc.store. Thanks. Welcome back. Yeah, episode number 8, workshop update. What have we got? As you can tell, there's been a whole heap of stuff going out the door. I've been trying to update the socials a little bit. I had a few weeks off with surgery recently, which might have been the reason why you guys didn't see much from me after doing a bunch of block stuff, which we'll get into in another video, I think. But there's been a heap going out the door ever since then, and that means my posting of more and more stuff. What I'm trying to do is really show everyone what goes on in the shop on a day-to-day basis. It's easy enough to see a finished product like these here, but actually knowing what goes into the product itself. What's been going out the door, this is most probably a prime example what goes out the door pretty often. Our Lamborghini intake manifolds, which we just finished for Precision Racing. Don't bother calling me for these. Call Precision, I won't even answer your call, or let alone give you a price. Then the 4G54 rocker covers, which was organised by Chris Miller. He's a guy that I got in touch with me actually maybe 3 or 4 years ago for some niche products, and I suppose it's an example of what I can do. There is plenty of niche markets out there, but just getting those people to say, okay, let's get together and just do a product that's good for the niche market, and we can do it at a really good deal. You wouldn't expect a Mitsubishi 4G54 rocker cover to go at the door like these are, but I think I've made nearly 50 of these, considering no one has ever made any. 50 for a product of this kind of caliber or such a niche, I think it's quite good. That's a bit of a rundown what's been happening in the shop and what we've been getting out the door. What have we got running at the moment? As usual, you guys know that our CSF stuff pretty much rolls out the door every week or every week after that. I've got pretty much a machine dedicated to that at the moment. I've done a whole heap of stuff, providing myself with some stock and some breathing space in terms of what I have to do for them. So that's been actually really good. We've got some more plenums that's going out the door. I'm currently working on a deal with a distributor in the US, the first time ever to have a distributor. Everything has been direct to consumer or direct to business, which there's no real trade discounts because of the volumes. So currently in chats with them about that, which is really promising. Fingers crossed I can give you some more details about that in the next few weeks, and we'll see how we go with that. And then we've got some other stuff for a customer which left us. Another subcontracted customer left us for someone else, and all of a sudden it's back on my doorstep, so I'm trying to keep him as happy as possible. So fingers crossed that will continue to go pretty well for, I suppose, me and the customer at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Okay, so what's on the shop? Oh, actually, you guys, www.cpc.store, don't forget that one. We've actually got a whole heap of stuff that we continue to add to the website, which has been really good recently. I've got a whole heap of RB manifolds, 2J manifolds, 1J manifolds, RB25, 26, RB30 are all in stock. We've got 4G54 rocker covers, we've got RB30 rocker covers, we've got RB26 billet cam cover sets. Those have been selling as maybe I should have expected it, because all the batches I've done in the past have been selling really well, so I'm selling those continuously. What else have we got? In terms of what we have coming in terms of production, I'm just thinking what will be added to the website shortly. Oh look, we've got RB30 coil bracket kits. They continue to sell. The cheapest RB30 coil bracket kit on the market. And if there's any problems with them, which I've had a couple lately, I think they were from a previous batch, which I made some errors on, but you know what, at the end of the day, just send it to me. If you've got an issue, I'll send you a new one and away we go. I don't even really ask too many questions, apart from the fact that I just want to know what's going on so I can correct it for next time. So there's heaps of those in stock, available in black and in the natural billet finish. And what else? I've been stocking up on throttle bodies to go with all these manifolds as well. So yeah, things have been busy. Our website shows everything. Like I said, www.cpc.store. It's got everything on there in terms of, I think it doesn't matter where you are in the world, it shows the currency as per the currency from the country that your server's in. And what else have we got? It shows you all the delivery, all the fees, everything is right there ready to go. It makes it really simple. You can write some notes in there in terms of if you want something a little bit different to the usual or something that's not listed on the site. So it makes the whole transaction really easy for me to keep a track of. I keep you updated at every step of the way, which is, you know, from purchasing to, yes, receiving your order, to sending materials out for anodizing or for carbon. It comes back when it's going to be assembled, and then at the end it's going to be shipped. So in terms of shipping, I suppose mainly our US customers have been noticing some delays of late, totally and completely out of my hands. That's something I think to do with the tariffs that everyone kind of knows about and has heard about. So, but that, from what I understand, having a chat to my main freight company, which is DHL, everything seems like it's been traveling really well recently. So, as you guys know, like I mentioned before, in the website itself shows all the products that we make that are sold directly to consumer. Majority, about, I'm going to say 99%, is direct to consumer. On the other side of that, which is pretty much, I'm going to say almost 50% of my income, or of the shop's income, is everything that's outside of that. So subcontract work, for example, the Lamborghinis, the 4G54s, we've got agreements, as you guys know, I've said it a million times, with CSF in regards to their products, both the B58, the Gen 1, Gen 2, and the Race X series for CSF. We're also talking to another distributor in regards to sending our billet intake manifolds into the US, something that I've never really done before. I've had people approach me in the past, but the time, the pricing, etc. hasn't been right, and it looks like we might be onto something here. That's looking quite promising. I'll give you some more details about that and where you can get them in the US directly coming up. So stay tuned for that. That's pretty big for me and for this shop to be associated with a distributor overseas. I don't have any other distributors anywhere else for any of my products, hence the reason why I do so much online, but that might be changing shortly. So fingers crossed, that's a very good step for CPC and where we might be heading into the future. So yeah, like I said, fingers crossed. It's really good to see the business being realised, or people realising the product and seeing what we do here is it's just a pat on the back, I suppose. If you've got an idea, or if you've got a product that you want to bring to market, or you want to bring to market to the standards that you guys most probably see that come out of this shop, please feel free to send me an email or get in touch with me via socials, whatever it might be. info@cpc.stores, the email, which is most probably the easiest way. But I'm more than happy to quote anything that's made from aluminium, anything that can be made or you're thinking of getting made. Feel free to get in touch. Don't let it be limited to just simply intake manifolds. I've done a bunch of suspension stuff. I've done wheels before in the past, whatever it might be, brake parts, etc., etc. So with what I have coming in the future, that's going to make things a lot more, let's just say, streamlined and a lot more efficient. So if there is something that you guys want to have done or machined, or you got an idea that you want to bring to market, and regardless of what kind of market it is, like I said to you, we've got 4G54 rocket covers. Who would have thought making 4G54 rocket covers and intake manifolds would be something that was feasible? Billet ones anyway, and here I am making them. So you never know, feel free to get in touch. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask, so email info@cpc.store. Thanks. Alright, so what's been going on around the shop? I think I've mentioned it in a video before, the shop upgrades are almost like a favour job as such. There's a customer that I've been working with for quite some time. He does me favours, I do him favours, and really I haven't really put the pressure on him. That said, only yesterday I had some people come in and almost finish the office itself, my new office. So most probably our next video won't be in this office, fingers crossed. I might even have air conditioning, which is perfect timing coming into summer over here. But yeah, so that's going to be going on. We've got some new stairs that are being made next week, if all goes well. Which at the end of the day, what the whole idea of this is to make some space available, more space available upstairs for stock. I have my own dedicated grinding / prep room for welding, etc., and then a designated welding area, and then another assembly area. So that's what's happening. That's to clear everything upstairs. What that does mean downstairs with making a new set of stairs is they're going to have some space for some more machines. What they are, stay tuned. I've just got to convince myself in my back pocket to go down this little rabbit hole of getting into debt. It's not a little measly purchase. It's most probably the biggest I've ever done. One machine cost more than my house, what it did back in the day. So it's one of those things that I really need to start thinking about taking the shop to the next level. I know I'm able to produce parts at a good level considering what I've got, but for me, that's never enough. And just like anything, I want to be better than what I was yesterday. So having some more machinery, up-to-date machinery and brand new machinery is really where I'm concentrating on at the moment. And that's pretty much taking up my time, apart from the spare time that I do have, talking to potential machine manufacturers to say, okay, what do you guys got? What can you offer? And how do we get this implemented? So on that note, if anyone's looking for a CNC machine, a second-hand one, the really good ones, these make exactly these parts. The machines are 20 plus years old, but who cares? It doesn't matter. It just goes to show that any machine can do some really nice work. Hit me up. I've got 3 machines that, you know, would do the work just fine. All right, so what's been happening on the scene? Not a huge amount from my side of things. You guys can imagine sometimes these segments would be most probably something to very little at all. That said, Rod Harvey Racing attended the Queensland Jamboree, and as usual, that event just turned it on. Most probably the best Jamboree I've been to for 5+ years. Well, let's say more than that, because we're talking pre-COVID. Was most probably the last really good Jamboree I went to, and you know, Jamboree, credit to them, hats off to all the staff. That was a really well-run event. Rod Harvey turned up with his car. That car is slowly getting back to where it was prior to having a bit of a mishap a couple of years ago, and it's looking really promising. Mainly is the billet cylinder head, which if it wasn't for having one part let go, which was simply a spark plug come out, and that's all it done, and the spark plug simply was pushed out of the thread. If it wasn't for that, that billet cylinder head would have lasted all weekend. It's the first time in a long time that car hasn't had an engine change at a race meet for ever since I've been associated with the car, so we're talking maybe 7 or 8 years. What we're trying to do, and the whole idea with this, is trying to produce a package which is as reliable as possible and keep the cost down, because running an import consistently in the 5-second zone is no cheap affair, and it looks like we're, you know, heading in the right direction. Billet cylinder heads worked an absolute dream, but I'll get more into that into another video. I think I'm going to go into some real detail about what it takes to build a billet cylinder head and what it takes to make one last and put it on there and start from and to work from day one, not taking it off and putting it back on hoping it works the second time round. So fingers crossed, but yeah, stay tuned for that. Also, we've seen the guys at Croydon do really well. They took out, I think it was George, took out the Pro Extreme class at Jamboree. That was really good to see that car finally make it into the 5s. And then we had Rob, unfortunately, had a bit of an issue with his car with Zeus, but that car has since been out and gone to, I think it's changed over to a complete automatic, so now it's got a turbo 400 in it. That car is gone 567 maybe. I'm not sure actually, maybe 570s with an automatic, the fastest import with an automatic, and it done it with its first pass with the turbo 400 in it. So, and sounds like there's more to come from that car. So all the best to Rob and George. Fingers crossed they're really pushing the RB, I suppose the RB platform to as much as we can. And then we've got some other customers in Florida which have approached us for some billet cylinder heads for another engine. We'll get more into that soon. That's really promising and really a market that needs something about it. So that's on the race side of things, and selfishly speaking, my Datsun's getting a nice little move along, a full billet RB powered Datsun 1200. I'm really keen to get this car back by the end of the year and really get stuck into it over the Christmas break, and hopefully be on the track sometime next year. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. There should be some updates on that car on my socials soon. All right, that's a wrap for workshop update number 8. Plenty of parts being made, plenty of parts going out the door, some really promising discussions we're having with some prospective distributors, which is really good. So if you guys think you've got a product in mind that would be good to come to market, regardless of how niche that product or the market is, get in touch, info@cpc.store. Nothing is either too small or too big, really. And for those looking for the best intake manifolds, rocker covers, cam covers, whatever it might be, go check out our website, www.cpc.store. Happy shopping. And for anyone who hasn't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, don't forget to comment. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you see in the products, good, bad, no problems whatsoever. I'll answer all the questions I possibly can. Anyway, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next time.